The winter sun streamed through the church windows, painting the ancient stone walls with shifting colors. Each ray seemed to carry a quiet blessing, illuminating the dust motes that danced in the stillness. The air was crisp, tinged with the faint chill of December, but inside, the warmth of anticipation filled the space. Long shadows stretched across the stone floor, echoing the solemnity and beauty of the moment. The hush in the church was almost sacred, broken only by the soft rustle of fabric and the distant sound of organ music. I stood beside Daniel, my hand tucked securely in the crook of his arm, the weight of my white dress grounding me in reality. My heart fluttered with a mixture of nerves and joy, every detail of the day heightened by the significance of the occasion. It was my wedding day, December 18th, 2025. A date I'd circled in my mind for months, imagining how it would feel to finally arrive at this moment. Everything felt perfectly arranged, as if the universe had conspired to bring me here. The flowers, the music, the gentle hum of loved ones gathered. It all felt like the final scene in a story I'd been writing for years. I'd finally reached my happy ending, or so it seemed. The scent of lilies mingled with the old wood of the pews, promising stability and tradition. It was a fragrance that seemed to whisper of new beginnings and the comfort of something lasting. Daniel's smile brought a wave of relief. This was safety, a kind of peace I'd never known before. His eyes met mine, steady and reassuring, and I felt the tension in my shoulders melt away. For years my life had been chaos, a whirlwind of uncertainty and longing. But with Daniel, I found calm, a gentle harbor after so many storms. He was steady, dependable, the man who pieced my heart back together when I thought it was beyond repair. His presence was a quiet promise that I would never have to face the world alone again. My anxieties faded in his presence. I was no longer the girl waiting for messages that never came, no longer haunted by the ache of being left behind. With Daniel, I felt seen, cherished, and finally at peace. Michael, Daniel's best man, watched from the front pew. His smile was polite, but it didn't quite reach his eyes. I wondered, just for a moment, what thoughts lingered behind that careful expression, but the thought slipped away as quickly as it came. Nothing could pierce my bubble of contentment. My future was a blank page, and Daniel was holding the pen. Together, we would write the next chapter, one filled with hope, love, and the promise of something truly lasting. Daniel was the man you built a life with. Steady, reliable, a planner. He was the kind of person who made you feel like the world was a little less chaotic. Someone who could turn even the most ordinary day into something meaningful. He approached every moment with intention, always thinking ahead, always making sure that nothing was left to chance. He remembered every detail, every milestone, and his love was in the small things. The way he'd leave notes on the fridge, or remember how you liked your coffee. He celebrated the quiet victories, the anniversaries, the little moments that most people would forget. With Daniel, love was a gentle, constant presence, never overwhelming, but always there. I, Emily, had once believed in epic love, but heartbreak made me cautious. I used to dream of grand gestures and sweeping romance, but after being hurt, I learned to guard my heart. I became careful, wary of letting anyone in too close, too quickly. With Daniel, I found a quieter story, one of safety, not passion. It was a love that felt like home, a place where I could finally rest. There was comfort in the routine, in the predictability, in knowing that I was cherished, even if the fire had faded to embers. Michael, Daniel's oldest friend, was the opposite. Vibrant, unpredictable, a dreamer. He brought energy into every room, a spark that made people want to draw closer. He was the kind of person who could make you laugh even on your worst days, who saw the world through a different lens. He was always around, a constant in our lives, his eyes sometimes shadowed by sadness. There was a depth to him, a sense that he carried stories he never quite told. Even in a crowd, he sometimes seemed a little apart, as if he was searching for something just out of reach. Our roles seemed clear. Daniel and I were the center, Michael the loyal friend. We were a trio, each of us fitting into our places, never questioning the balance we'd found. I never questioned the dynamic, never looked closer. I trusted the boundaries we'd set, believing that everything was as it should be. Michael was just Michael, our best man, our friend. He was always there to celebrate with us, to support us, to share in our happiness. The lines were drawn, the boundaries set. We each knew our place, or so I thought. I thought I understood everything. But sometimes, the things we don't see are the ones that matter most. 10 years before Daniel, I was engaged to someone else, Alex. Back then, life felt like a different story, one written in the language of youth and possibility. Alex was a musician, a poet, a whirlwind romance that burned bright and fast. He had a way of making every moment feel like a song, every day an adventure. His laughter was infectious, his dreams as wild as the ocean. We dreamed of a life together, full of art and music. Our tiny apartment overflowed with canvases, half-written lyrics, and the scent of coffee late into the night. We believed love could conquer anything. He proposed on a cliff by the sea. I said yes without hesitation. The world felt endless, the future ours to shape. I truly believed nothing could break us apart. Then one morning he vanished. No note, no explanation. His side of the bed was cold, his guitar silent in the corner. I waited, hoping for a message, a sign, anything. The silence he left was crushing, the heartbreak nearly unbearable. I felt hollowed out, haunted by questions that would never be answered. I searched for him, replayed every moment, but he was gone. I wandered the city, called his friends, checked every place we'd ever been together. It was as if he'd never existed at all. That loss taught me to fear passion and crave stability. I learned to distrust the wildness of my own heart, to seek comfort in routine and predictability. I rebuilt myself, choosing predictability over risk. I filled my days with order, my nights with quiet, and tried to forget the chaos of loving Alex. Alex became a ghost, a lesson in the dangers of love. His memory lingered in the shadows, a reminder of how quickly happiness can disappear. He was the reason I ran to Daniel's steady arms. Daniel offered me the safety and certainty I desperately needed, a promise that love didn't have to hurt. Safety became my only prize. I wrapped myself in it, hoping it would shield me from the ghosts of my past, even as I wondered if I'd ever truly be free. The early years with Daniel were calm and routine. Michael was always around, his presence familiar but increasingly somber. Sometimes, his gaze lingered on me, heavy with unspoken emotion. He brought a bottle of wine I once loved with Alex, then quickly changed the subject. Daniel seemed oblivious, or perhaps he chose not to see. There were stories Michael never finished, glances exchanged, secrets unspoken. I began to feel like a stranger in my own home, sensing whispers I couldn't understand. 3 years into marriage, I found a chest in the attic. Inside, a bundle of letters. The handwriting was Alex's, but the signature was Michael's. My world spun. Michael was Alex, the man I'd loved and lost. The letters revealed his love, his fear, his belief that I deserved someone stable, someone like Daniel. He wrote of dreams, guilt, and a conversation with Daniel. Daniel had convinced him to leave me, claiming it was for my own good. Michael, lost and insecure, believed him. My marriage's foundation crumbled as I read. The life I'd built was rooted in a lie. Daniel had orchestrated my heartbreak. Michael had loved me from the shadows. I sat in the attic, the truth unraveling around me. My safe world was a cage, built by Daniel after he helped break my wings. Anger burned away the shock as I confronted him, letters in hand. He admitted everything. He'd done it for me, for my happiness. He'd watched me grieve, then stepped in as my savior. My marriage was built on manipulation, not love. Daniel hadn't saved me. He'd orchestrated my pain. He'd loved the idea of being needed, not me. I saw a stranger, not my anchor. The betrayal was total, the trust destroyed. My sanctuary was a lie. I was left with nothing but the truth, and the truth was devastating. I called Michael and met him at a quiet coffee shop. He looked older, burdened by years of secrets. "You know," he said, not as a question. He explained his fear, his love, and how Daniel preyed on his insecurities. Daniel convinced him that leaving was an act of love. Michael had watched me from afar, punished by his silence. My anger softened into sadness. He wasn't a monster, just a scared young man manipulated by his best friend. We were both broken by the same betrayal. Two people, 10 years too late. My home became suffocating. The silence between Daniel and me unbearable. I grieved two lost loves. My marriage and the relationship I never got to choose. Anger at Daniel's manipulation mixed with sorrow for Michael and my younger self. I mourned the life I might have had, the risks I never took. I realized I'd chosen safety over truth, comfort over happiness. Daniel's love was control, not care. I had betrayed myself by settling for less. The pain was layered, but clarity began to emerge. I could no longer live in a gilded cage. In the end, I couldn't stay with Daniel. The trust was gone, the foundation shattered. His apologies meant nothing. The truth had changed everything. There was no future with Michael either. Too much had been lost. We said goodbye, mourning what might have been. I left my old life behind, terrified but free. For the first time in years, I was alone, undefined by anyone else. The blank page was mine to write. The truth, though painful, set me free. I learned that love isn't safety, it's honesty and courage. Betrayal can come from others or from yourself. I wouldn't settle for safety again. I would choose my own, authentic story, and that was enough.